Hi everyone, I just wanted to pop on today and share a layout that I created using some of my cardstock strips. I don't know if you're like me where you trim off a piece of cardstock and you end up saving the little strips that end up coming off the paper, but I save these thinking I'll use them for sentiment strips, and I certainly do use them, but not enough to use them up ever. It seems like the pile just multiplies. So this is not all my scraps. I just grabbed a few here to illustrate my point, but the scrap pile struggle is real. And so I really wanted to use up some of those scraps that I had. I had mini cards made out of this color cardstock, and so I decided that I love a good stripe, and so I created this card. Here are a few of my examples, and I will go through with a different color combination and do a little tutorial here quick. But this is just to create just to create a straight background using cardstock in kind of a different color and then a white cardstock. So on these cards, I used, again, just my trimmer to make the strips to create the striped background, and then I will share, I used a couple of dies and stamp sets from Stampin' Up. This little nested labels die is from Stampin' Up, and it is kind of a staple for me. I love this set. It creates just a really nice focal point sentiment strip. Got some fun ideas coming up with that too. And then I of course used the this hello is from this Forever Fern set, and then the ferns that I used also came. This is just a great set with so many different cutouts here. So I used kind of these two and these over here as well. So just want to share these different layouts here, and for a lot of these too I used some of my white cardstock that was just scrap as well. So there's one of the different pieces, another one, and here was a different piece too that I layered up underneath there. So I picked out Coastal Cabana for my background paper, and then I cut off some of my scrap strips into, the Coastal Cabana is in 1/2 inch, and then the white strips I just cut into 1/4 inch strips. And then I cut out in Magenta Madness this one of the flourishes, and then I'm also using Daffodil Delight as a for the focal point for the stamping for the sentiment. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you how I layer up these strips and the measurements. This piece that I'm using is 3 by 4 1/4. I have adhered basically some adhesive to this, and so I like to start and end with my colored cardstock, because I'm going to mount it on a white piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and start layering these strips. Now I like to use the white instead of just leaving a white piece in between. I like to actually use the cardstock, that way it's all the same level. I just trim it all off at once when I'm done. And it's super simple. So I don't know about you guys, but I get like a good feeling when I can use up scraps. Now that doesn't mean that I don't from time to time recycle some, but I like to be able to use the stuff too. So I am going to go ahead and just trim off these strips from the paper here. Just super quick and easy. As long as I can see what I'm doing. That's always the problem. Again, this is super easy. You could use a scissors for this. I'm just doing the paper trimmer because it would be quicker, but my angle is not that great for me to be able to see. So there we go. So I like to layer it then with the white paper on another background or matte layer here, and that measurement is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So it just gives a nice little border there. I'm just going to use some liquid glue for this part. And let's see, layer that on and try to get it straight. So there, you can see that it has kind of that nice border there. So this is a lot more, there's a lot more contrast on this card than on my earlier ones, but I still think that's fun. So then I'm going to go ahead and just apply a little bit of liquid glue and try not to get so much that it oozes out. Just kind of dot it. I can make a mess with the liquid glue. I don't know about anybody else. So yeah, this color challenge, I just thought it would be fun to do this striped background here. So I'm just gonna press that down on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and I've got my little hello mounted here. My stamp ink pad. I'm just gonna do a black for the sentiment. Make sure I have the, oh, that's the side. So I love the, it's not going to focus probably, but just the detail on the die cut here. I love those little, the detail. Okay. So just going to quick stamp this, hoping I get it centered. Too bad. So there we go. Just a nice bold hello card there. And then I think I am going to pop that piece up. So I'll put some dimensionals on the back. And then just layer that on there. Let's see, yeah, I think I'm gonna go a little lower here. Just kind of cover up that stem at the bottom. So there, just added that. That's not quite straight. All right, and then I'm just going to, on this layer, adhere it to the card base with some glue also. So that's it. Just a quick, very bright card made with striped background with some cardstock scraps. So anyway, thank you so much everyone for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Thanks and have a great day.